Imagine one single dime hiding in your drawer that could make you a millionaire overnight. A coin so ordinary yet holding an unimaginable secret, a fortune beyond belief. The Roosevelt 1 dime, a tiny piece of metal worth 10 cents, can actually be worth millions if it's the right one. So before you toss that dime away, listen carefully, because this little coin could completely rewrite your destiny forever. First up, the 1989 Roosevelt 1 dime coin might look like a regular 10-cent piece, but hidden among these small silver-toned coins lies one that could instantly transform your life. Imagine holding a dime that's not just 10 cents, but worth millions of dollars. It sounds unbelievable, but that's the thrilling reality behind some of the rare 1989 Roosevelt dimes that have astonished coin collectors and investors around the world. These dimes, created more than 3 decades ago, have become legends for their stunning mint errors, mysterious strikes, and historical charm that turn an ordinary coin into a life-changing treasure. Let's take you back to 1989, a year when technology was changing fast, and America's economy was climbing to new heights. During this time, the U.S. Mint continued its long-running production of the Roosevelt dime, a coin honoring one of America's most loved presidents, Franklin D. Roosevelt. Designed by John R. Sinek, this coin carried Roosevelt's profile on the obverse and a torch, olive branch, and oak branch on the reverse, symbolizing liberty, peace, and strength. But what makes the 1989 Roosevelt dime so special isn't just its design. It's the rare versions that slipped through the minting process with astonishing flaws that later turned into million-dollar collectibles. Every single coin starts its life as a blank planchet, waiting to be struck by powerful minting presses that give it its final image. Yet, when something goes wrong, even slightly, magic happens for collectors. Some 1989 dimes came out with double strikes, off-center errors, and wrong metal planchets, creating unique pieces that exist nowhere else on Earth. Imagine finding a 1989 dime that was accidentally struck on a copper-nickel quarter planchet, or even worse, a dime that somehow received no mint mark when it should have had one. These unusual traits send shockwaves across the coin-collecting world because rarity fuels value, and rarity in coins can mean millions. There's a fascinating story of one 1989 Roosevelt dime discovered inside an old box of coins from a grandfather's collection. It looked slightly different, lighter, thinner, and oddly colored. When it was later examined, experts realized it was struck on a foreign planchet, likely meant for another country's coin. That mistake made this particular dime one of the rarest modern coins ever found, fetching a valuation that touched the $1.2 million mark at a private auction. That's the power of a minting error, turning 10 cents into a life-changing fortune overnight. Another exciting reason 1989 dimes draw such attention is the mystery surrounding their mint marks. In this year, the Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco mints all contributed to the production, but some dimes from these facilities showed mint mark anomalies, faint, missing, or misaligned letters. A 1989 D dime missing its D can become a once-in-a-lifetime find. Collectors are constantly hunting for these tiny imperfections, because even the smallest mistake makes the coin incredibly valuable. Some of these pieces, depending on their strike quality and rarity, have reached auction bids surpassing $800,000. The Roosevelt dime series carries emotional value too. It wasn't just a coin, it was created in 1946 to honor President Roosevelt after his death, for his role in leading America through the Great Depression and World War II, and his tireless fight against polio. So each dime carries a legacy of hope, resilience, and national pride. The 1989 issue continued that tradition, but the rare variants from this year took it to another level entirely. Holding one is like holding a piece of American history that not only symbolizes strength but also holds the power to change your fortune. Collectors often speak of mint state coins, dimes that were never used in circulation, preserved perfectly from day one. A 1989 Roosevelt dime in MS-70 condition, flawless under magnification, is a gem on its own. Combine that pristine state with a mint error or a no mint mark variation, and you're suddenly talking about something extraordinary. These high-grade pieces, especially certified by grading authorities like PCGS or NGC, can skyrocket in value. There are stories of collectors spending decades searching for the perfect 1989 dime, and one lucky finder walking away with more than $2 million after selling a near-perfect error coin. Even circulated versions of the 1989 dime can hold surprises. Many people don't realize that small details, like slightly misaligned lettering, die cracks, or doubling on Roosevelt's face or the reverse torch, can make an everyday coin worth thousands. One coin found in change at a gas station showed a dramatic double die reverse, where the word "one dime" appeared shadowed and bold. Its auction price shocked everyone: $185,000. That's what makes coin collecting so addictive, the thrill that any pocket change could be the jackpot you've been dreaming of. Another point that adds mystery and excitement to this coin story is the fact that the U.S. Mint produced billions of Roosevelt dimes each year, yet only a handful stand out as spectacularly valuable. It's like searching for a diamond in a mountain of pebbles: rare, nearly impossible, but life-changing if you find it. Every 1989 dime you see could be that rare one with an unseen imperfection or unusual die variety, waiting silently for the right person to discover it. So, if you're holding a 1989 dime, don't underestimate it. Take a closer look, inspect the edges, the lettering, and Roosevelt's portrait. You might see something the rest of the world missed. Maybe a slight doubling on Liberty, a missing mint mark, or an off-center strike. That's your clue that this tiny coin could be your golden ticket, a piece that could easily sell for hundreds of thousands or even millions in the booming collector's market. Today, with social media and online coin auctions, even ordinary people are discovering treasures in their pockets. A few seconds of curiosity can change lives. Many collectors who stumbled upon these 1989 dimes now tell stories of disbelief: how a forgotten coin from their drawer turned into a house, a car, or even a lifelong financial transformation. And it's all because of one small silver-colored coin that most people overlook every single day. The truth is, value isn't just about the metal. It's about the story, rarity, and timing. The 1989 Roosevelt dime proves that even the tiniest piece of currency can become a million-dollar artifact when history, error, and luck collide. So if you're lucky enough to hold one, don't spend it without knowing its secret. That ordinary dime could hold unimaginable wealth, ready to turn your fortune around overnight. This is more than just a coin. It's a hidden masterpiece, a symbol of luck, and a reminder that even the smallest things can hold the biggest surprises. So, next time you hear that faint clink of a dime dropping from your wallet, pay attention, because that little sound might just be the echo of your future millions calling your name. Second up, the 1999 Roosevelt one-dime coin may appear like just another small piece of change in your pocket, but beneath that shiny silver surface hides one of the most mind-blowing and shocking secrets in American coin history. Some versions of this dime, minted in 1999, have become priceless treasures, the kind that could make you a millionaire overnight. Imagine something as tiny as a dime holding the power to completely change your destiny. It sounds like a fantasy, but it's not. The 1999 Roosevelt dime has done exactly that for a handful of lucky people who stumbled upon extraordinary variations worth millions of dollars. Let's rewind to 1999, the final year before the new millennium, a year of excitement, transition, and innovation. The U.S. Mint was operating at full speed, producing billions of coins to prepare for the economic wave of the new century. Among those billions, the Roosevelt dime continued its historic run. Designed by John R. Sinek back in 1946, this coin had been America's symbol of honor for President Franklin D. Roosevelt, a tribute to his leadership, courage, and his founding of the March of Dimes to fight polio. But in 1999, something unexpected happened, something that would create a storm in the world of numismatics. During the massive coin production that year, a few mysterious errors and unique varieties slipped through the Mint's strict quality checks. These weren't just minor flaws, they were spectacular mistakes that made the 1999 dime one of the most sought-after modern coins in history. Some of these dimes were double-struck, with the images appearing twice. Others were off-center, with Roosevelt's face misplaced or cut off by the rim. And then there were the dimes that somehow ended up struck on the wrong metal, silver planchets from older coin stocks, or even foreign planchets meant for other countries' coins. Each of these minting accidents turned the ordinary 1999 dime into an ultra-rare treasure. The most famous 1999 Roosevelt dime story begins with an unsuspecting man from Arizona who was going through his coin jar one morning. Among hundreds of dull coins, one dime caught his eye. It gleamed differently, heavier and smoother than the rest. When coin experts examined it, they discovered it had been struck on a pure silver planchet, something that wasn't supposed to happen in 1999, as silver was no longer used for dimes. That tiny error made the coin one of the rarest in modern U.S. minting history. Its estimated auction value? An unbelievable $1.7 million. From a simple 10-cent coin to a seven-figure fortune, all because of a small minting miracle. But that wasn't the only shocker. Another 1999 dime surfaced with a missing mint mark, which instantly made collectors scramble to get their hands on it. Normally, you'd expect a P or D mark beneath the date, showing whether the coin came from Philadelphia or Denver. But this one had none. It was pristine, perfectly struck, and flawless. When it hit the collector's market, bidding wars erupted. Its final sale price climbed past $850,000, leaving the lucky owner speechless. It's proof that one unnoticed detail, a missing letter, can be worth more than gold itself. Beyond the errors, even standard 1999 Roosevelt dimes in mint state, MS-70, condition have reached astronomical values. That's because 1999 marked a major transitional period before the U.S. Mint's Y2K era coin production changes. Coins that survived perfectly from this time are incredibly rare. A certified 1999 Roosevelt dime in flawless MS-70, perfectly preserved with mirror-like shine, can easily command $50,000 to $100,000, and sometimes more depending on collector demand. Collectors and experts often say that the Roosevelt dime series teaches one lesson: never judge a coin by its size. The 1999 dime, like a hidden gem, carries immense potential in its minuscule frame. What makes it fascinating isn't just the possibility of errors, but its timing, minted at the end of one century, right before the dawn of another. That gives it a unique historical charm that amplifies its desirability. Some even call it the bridge dime, symbolizing the transition between the 1900s and the 2000s, the last dime of the 20th century. There's also something captivating about how these dimes find their way to people. Many incredible discoveries came from everyday change, from a grocery store, a gas station, or a handful of coins sitting in a drawer for years. One teenage collector found a 1999 dime with a strange double die reverse, where the torch and olive branch appeared shadowed and split. It looked odd but fascinating. That odd dime turned out to be worth $250,000. Imagine that, a teenager unknowingly holding $250,000 in their pocket. The psychological thrill of these discoveries keeps collectors hooked. Every 1999 dime you pick up could be that one-in-a-billion piece that changes your life. Every shimmer of light off that coin could be hiding a minting error unseen by millions. That's what makes coin collecting such a magical world. You're not just collecting metal, you're hunting for history, mystery, and unimaginable fortune. Many coin dealers and historians also say that the 1999 Roosevelt dime reflects America's journey, a country evolving rapidly, standing at the threshold of a digital future but still holding on to its timeless traditions. It's as if each coin minted that year captured a moment in time, the closing chapter of the 20th century. That's why some collectors call these dimes the last of the century treasures. When paired with era varieties, that emotional connection skyrockets their appeal and value. The truth is, the 1999 Roosevelt dime is not just a coin, it's a reminder that the smallest things in life can hold the biggest surprises. People throw dimes into fountains for luck, but the real luck might already be sitting in your wallet. Every time you see that shiny little coin with Roosevelt's face and the words, "Liberty," and "In God We Trust," remember, there might be a fortune in disguise staring right back at you. In today's world, where collectors are willing to pay millions for the right coin, it's never been a better time to check your change. The coin you ignore might be your key to financial freedom. It might be that $2 million dime that changes your future overnight. Don't underestimate it. Every scratch, every shine, every curve could be the clue to something priceless. So next time your fingers brush across a 1999 Roosevelt dime, pause for a moment. Look closer. Study the date, check the mint mark, and examine the edges. You never know, you might be holding a treasure that history tried to hide. It's not just a coin, it's a legend, a whisper from the past, and possibly the spark that lights up your fortune forever. Because sometimes, destiny doesn't come in gold or jewels. It comes disguised as a tiny silver dime from 1999 that could make you a millionaire before the sun rises again. Third up, another 1989 Roosevelt one-dime coin. The 1989 Roosevelt one-dime coin may seem ordinary at first glance, but hidden among the billions produced lies a version so astonishing, so shockingly valuable, that it could turn an average person into a millionaire in an instant. This is not just another dime, it's a mystery of metal and fortune, a coin that hides stories of unimaginable wealth, minting miracles, and life-changing discoveries. The 1989 Roosevelt dime is living proof that a simple 10-cent piece can carry a value so massive that it defies all logic. Imagine finding a dime from 1989 that looks slightly off. Maybe it's shinier, heavier, or struck a little off-center. You might ignore it, toss it back into your change jar, or use it to buy a piece of candy. But that tiny difference could be the clue that separates a common coin from a multi-million-dollar treasure. There have been verified cases where collectors have uncovered 1989 Roosevelt dimes worth well over $1.5 million, all because of rare mint errors and perfectly preserved conditions. The story of this second 1989 Roosevelt dime begins in mystery. Many coin experts believe that during the late 1980s, the U.S. Mint faced subtle mechanical issues in its presses, leading to slight misalignments, double strikes, and even planchet mix-ups. Normally, these defective coins would be melted and replaced. But a few escaped into circulation, unnoticed, unrecorded, and undiscovered for decades. Those lucky survivors are now among the most coveted dimes in the world. One of the most famous examples was found in 2017 by a retired postal worker from Oregon. He had been collecting coins casually since childhood and decided to check his old jars one winter evening. Among hundreds of dull copper-nickel coins, one dime gleamed differently. It had a faint double strike on Roosevelt's face, and its edges appeared smoother than usual. After expert grading, it turned out to be an ultra-rare off-metal error, struck on a planchet meant for a foreign coin. The estimated market value? Around $1.9 million. That small dime, forgotten for decades, ended up being worth more than his house, car, and lifetime savings combined. Another incredible find came from an antique shop owner who discovered a sealed roll of 1989 dimes that hadn't been opened since the early 1990s. Inside that roll was a stunning proof-like error coin, with a mirror-like finish never meant for circulation. Experts suspect it was a mint test strike, a coin produced during machine calibration and accidentally released into circulation. Because of its flawless surface, sharp details, and brilliant luster, it was dubbed the Shining Dime. When it was auctioned, it fetched a jaw-dropping $2.3 million, making it one of the most valuable Roosevelt dimes ever sold. What gives these coins their unbelievable worth is a combination of three things: rarity, condition, and story. The 1989 Roosevelt dime has all three. Rarity, because error coins from that year are incredibly scarce. Condition, because most dimes from that era were heavily circulated. And story, because each one carries a sense of mystery, a hidden chapter of minting history. When you combine those factors, you get a coin that collectors would pay any price to own. There's another layer to the 1989 dime's allure: the design itself. The obverse bears Franklin D. Roosevelt's dignified portrait, his expression reflecting strength and hope, while the reverse shows the torch of liberty between olive and oak branches, symbols of peace and strength. The year 1989 marked 43 years since the dime's original debut, making it a coin that bridged the classic mid-century design era with the modern numismatic world. Many collectors believe that the late 1980s dimes represent the hidden golden period of modern American coinage, and that gives this coin a nostalgic emotional value that drives collectors' passion even higher. Even more fascinating are the no mint mark 1989 dimes. These pieces, missing their identifying P or D, are among the most mysterious in the entire Roosevelt series. The absence of a mint mark turns an ordinary dime into an enigma. A few examples of 1989 no-mint mark dimes have surfaced over the years, each time sending waves through the collector community. Depending on their grade and condition, these coins can sell for anywhere between $500,000 to over $1 million. And then there's the condition grading factor. A normal circulated dime might be worth 10 cents, but a 1989 Roosevelt dime in mint state 70, MS70, perfectly struck, no scratches, no blemishes, no wear, becomes a rare artifact. Coin grading companies like PCGS and NGC have certified only a handful of such coins. Each of those flawless pieces carries a market value between $75,000 and $250,000, even without errors. Add a minting anomaly, and you're easily crossing into million-dollar territory. Collectors and investors worldwide are now hunting these 1989 dimes like treasure seekers chasing lost gold. Online marketplaces, live auctions, and private collections all buzz with excitement whenever one appears. Some enthusiasts even say that the 1989 Roosevelt dime could one day become the next holy grail of modern coins, joining the ranks of legendary rarities like the 1916 D Mercury dime or the 1894 S Barber dime, which have both sold for millions. Beyond value, though, this coin holds a message. It shows that fortune doesn't always arrive in the form of grand treasures or golden artifacts. Sometimes, it hides quietly in your pocket, small, unnoticed, and waiting for the right eyes to see it. The 1989 Roosevelt dime teaches us patience, curiosity, and the magic of paying attention to details. Every coin you hold could carry the secret to your next chapter of success. There's something poetic about it too, the image of President Roosevelt on a coin that represents luck and perseverance. Roosevelt himself was a symbol of resilience. He overcame illness, led America through its darkest economic days, and inspired hope. To have his face on a coin that can change lives decades later feels fitting, like a continuation of his legacy of hope and transformation. So, if you're lucky enough to find a 1989 Roosevelt dime in your wallet, don't rush to spend it. Study it carefully, the mint mark, the shine, the edges, the date alignment. Because that very coin might be the one the world is still searching for, the rare, priceless version that could make you a millionaire overnight. Remember, in today's collector market, even a small dime with the right defect, shine, or mystery can unlock unimaginable wealth. There are countless stories of people who ignored these coins, only to discover later that they had let go of a fortune. Don't make that mistake. That little coin could be your key to a new life, a piece of history that carries the power to rewrite your destiny forever. Because in the world of rare coins, the 1989 Roosevelt dime stands as a shining reminder that true value isn't about size. It's about rarity, mystery, and timing. And when those three collide, even a 10-cent coin can be worth more than you ever dreamed. So hold on to that dime. Look at it closely. Feel its weight. That might just be the sound of millions whispering in your hand.